So you've probably already seen some YouTube videos or some pictures of Star Wars weddings and weddings that incorporated lightsabers into them somehow. So I'm going to talk about the top 5 ways to use lightsabers in a wedding. And the first way is the most obvious and probably the most visible or most likely way that you've seen. First way is to give the bride and groom each a lightsaber, so like an Ultra Sabers or Saber Forge, whatever. And they'll use lightsabers kind of as a first dance, except, a first lightsaber duel. Or, maybe in addition to the first dance, they'd do the lightsaber duel too. So that's one way. And then also, a lot of these Star Wars themed weddings, or even if they just incorporate the lightsabers into it, they'll give lightsabers to the wedding party as well, and that makes for some great photos, having more than even just 2 lightsabers, having quite a few lightsabers out there. Very photogenic. And a good route to go, if you're someone who's interested in doing that, I would recommend probably the Ultra Sabers grab bag sabers, because then you can get a nice variety of lightsabers and they're under $100, and they don't make sound, but you can get a nice variety, and you can pay a little extra to choose the colors too, like if your wedding's themed around certain colors, or you could just go with the random color. And the mystery box sabers are pretty similar. The Ultra Sabers mystery box sabers are pretty similar, except you can't choose the color. So anyway, that can be a nice route. The Saber Forge also has their mystery box sabers, so that's an alternative. And if you want a sound saber, Wonder Force has some very inexpensive sound sabers. Like this is the Hitterin V3 sound saber. So, and that is it was like around $100, but then it did have like $30 for shipping because it was shipped from Hong Kong. I think they do some kind of bulk deals though, so you might be able to get it cheaper. And then they do have a hilt cheaper than this one too, so you could probably get a pretty affordable sound saber from them if that's what you need. So that's first wedding idea is give people lightsabers, functioning lightsabers. Okay, the second idea is lightsaber cake knife handle and like bouquet holder. So some people will use, this is a Master Replica's 0.45 scale lightsaber, and what some people will do is they'll convert this into a cake knife handle, because you can see it's about the right size for it. So that's one thing people will do, relatively common, relatively easy to do. Another thing is a bouquet holder you could make relatively easily out of probably more of a full-size lightsaber hilt. So those ideas are kind of similar. In addition, a lot of people are selling these things too. If you don't want to, do the project yourself, you can find somebody like on Etsy. Etsy's probably the best place for this type of thing, these projects. So you can check Etsy for the lightsaber cake knives and bouquet holders. Third idea is, okay, Lego lightsabers are great, you guys. They have just such versatility. So you can use Lego lightsabers along with like a figure. You could use these for like a cake topper. Now, okay, this is my groom, I guess. He's not really Star Wars themed and he's not really dressed up, but anyway, you can just use some Lego minifigs and kind of put them on top of the wedding cake. That's a pretty popular thing these days. And then as far as the lightsabers go, these can be made into so many different things. Like you can use these lightsabers for lots of jewelry, like earrings and bracelets and necklaces or cufflinks. So you can either make your own, or there are plenty of people that sell lightsabers, their own little custom project. Again, Etsy is a great place for that if you don't want to make it yourself. And then finally, final wedding idea is lightsaber party favors, or lightsaber related party favors. So you could give out, like some of the cheaper lightsabers, you probably, unless you're really fancy and you want to like give everybody an Ultra Sabers lightsaber, that would be pretty expensive, unless you have a pretty small wedding. But you could, give out the cheaper ones, like the $10 ones, or, you could find some of those cheaper toy ones. You could also get like some lightsaber keychains, or, there's a variety of things like that out there to get. So those are my top 4 ideas. So one is just the stunt sabers, or getting a lightsaber, the full-size ones for the bride, groom, and wedding party. Idea 2 was wedding cake knife and or cake knife handle and bouquet holder. 3 was just, using Lego lightsabers to decorate, or like for jewelry and just for general decorations. Like you could use it for centerpieces. You could use these for centerpieces too. Oh, you could even spell things out with them, because you can just, they're straight lines. Like I don't know why I'm choosing the letter N, but there's the letter N. You could write on the cake with it too. So there's just so many versatility to these guys, and they're not that all that expensive either. And then the final idea was the party favors, where you just, get some of those cheaper toy lightsabers. If anything, you can get that for the kids. What kid out there doesn't love a lightsaber? So that, or lightsaber keychains. So those are my top 4 lightsaber wedding ideas.